So this is the new board game version of Dead by Daylight. And for those of you who've been living under a rock for 8 to 10 years, however long it's been, Dead by Daylight is a video game in which 4 people play as survivors who are trying to escape the 5th player who's playing as a slasher movie style killer.
Ooh.
This is a board game adaptation, and I'm really curious to see how this translates, because it's definitely in the spirit of Dead by Daylight, but the mechanics, it's a very different game. So, the way that this game works, first off, we've all picked characters.
This is very roleplay heavy, right?
When you're here, always.
Yeah. Go.
We've all picked characters. I forgot this part of the setup, so let's go ahead and do this. Roll one of these black skill check dice to determine where your character starts on the board.
Am I gonna need to remember anything, like write anything down, or?
No.
3.
So find that space on the board. That's 2, that's 4, 3.
That's too far away.
Where's 5?
5 is
Doesn't exist.
there.
Ancient tree.
You don't
I
get to
got
play.
you.
And then
I get to just watch,
I'll roll.
and that's really what I wanted here.
I'm on 1.
Oh, great.
I'm right next to you. Oh, I like that starting place for me. That's
Doctor, you're
Wow.
such a ween.
So we've all rolled, as you saw, we rolled to place our characters on their starting spaces, and all of these prop tokens that are on the board. Let me zoom in on the board. All these hexagonal prop tokens that are on the board are placed according to the little key for each space. There are 2 different possible props for each color,
Okay.
and those are all randomly shuffled through. The structure of the game, we've all got a hand of 4 movement cards here that are color-coded, which is very handy. I have an extra one as the killer. I have the weight card as well.
That's messed up.
And at the start of the round, we are all going to choose one of our movement cards to place face down on the table in front of us.
Okay.
As killer, I will choose a second card to place face down in front of me as well.
Cool.
Once everybody's played a card face down, and by the way, a cardinal rule in this game, survivors are allowed to strategize together, communicate with each other.
Do you have to leave
But-
every time?
No, you are not allowed to communicate privately. The killer is privy to anything that you guys discuss. We're all gonna place cards face down, and then the survivors will all get a turn first, starting with the one that has the jar of salty lips. That's the first player token.
Okay.
Salty lips.
Yeah, it's a thing from the game.
Extra luck. It's supposed to up your luck. Does it
Yeah.
not up your luck here?
No, this is just the first player
It's
token.
a big vat of salty
This
lips.
is just the first player
It's a
token here.
snack. It's a snack. It's a snacky snack.
little snack.
So, starting with that person, you're going to reveal the card that you played, and then you will move your survivor from the room that they're in along the connected colored path that matches the card you played.
So there's strategy involved in picking which card.
Yes.
It's not just arbitrary.
If you play a card that you are not, so first off, you cannot, as survivors, you can't travel through these. These are destructible doors. The killer has to go through them
yeah.
first. The vault lines all are one way. So if you're here, you can't play a yellow card. You can't go that way.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
If you play a card that is not eligible for movement, you forfeit your whole turn. You just don't do anything. But if you play a card that is eligible for movement, you move along that line. So let's say, who is this? Eric?
That's Jake
No,
Park. That's
Jake
my
Park.
guy.
That's Erica.
He's super hot.
If you played the sprint card, which is the green one, you move along this
Yeah.
green path. Then you'll choose any one of the 3 tokens at the new space to reveal face up, and then you'll take an action.
Okay.
The possibilities for all of these, the ones that are going to matter most to you guys are the yellow ones.
Okay.
8 of the yellow ones are generators. 2 of them are exit gates. Your objective is to fully power 4 instead of 5, 4 generators, and then open one of the exit gates.
Okay.
You do that, you win. Period.
Okay.
To do that, if you're in a space with, let's say this is a generator. I don't know. I have not revealed these yet, but let's say this is a generator, and you're gonna take the repair action. You will roll this skill check die.
Yeah.
On a 1, 2, 3, or 4, you get a success, and we place one of these progress tokens on the generator. On a 5, you get a great success. You get 2 progress tokens on that generator.
Wow.
If you get to 3 progress tokens, that generator is powered, and it moves up to the progress track up here. Once you get 4 generators, then you can move to one of the exit gates. Similar action, you'll roll the die. There's no bonus for a great success. You just get 1 progress on it, but once you get 3 progress, the gates open, you win. Okay, so that's the yellow tokens.
Okay.
The red tokens are the ones that matter the most to me, because those are going to be either hooks or hex totems.
Okay.
If you are in a space with a hook, you can take the sabotage action, and then we'll place this entity token on that hook, and I can't use it
For the rest
of the round. For the rest of the round. There is only 1 entity token, so if somebody does something that would require it somewhere else, it's just gonna move, and then it'll open that one back up.
Okay, so sabotaging is actually better in the actual game.
Also,
Yeah.
sabotaging is how you rescue hooked survivors in this game.
Oh, okay, alright.
If you sabotage a hook that another survivor is on, they come off the hook, you get a blood point token for your trouble,
Ooh.
Nice, yeah.
and both of you get to move to another space. When you do that, you will reveal a new token at your new space, but you won't take another action. You'll just get out of there. You'll skedaddle.
Do we get to, like, can we kiss on the cheek a little? Do we get to go, like, right when we
I
save
won't
them?
stop you.
Okay, cool. Cool.
The green tokens are going to be either crows or pallets. Crows, you can take the I think it's the scout action. I don't remember. You take the action on the crow, you get another turn for the round, so you immediately get to play another card and then move to another space and take another action and all of that stuff. But the killer gets a blood point when you do that.
Okay.
Pallets, if you take the pallet action, you can move that pallet to any one of the connected paths to that space.
Okay.
And then survivors can move through pallets freely, the killer can't.
Okay.
Lastly, the blue tokens, right here, are going to be either lockers or chests. If you rummage through a chest, you can draw an item card, which, yeah, those are the item cards.
Okay.
If you rummage through a chest, the chest comes off of the board, but you draw an item card. You can put it on your player board in that slot there. Woo! Right there, that item card spot on your player board. You keep it face down so that I can't see it as killer, but you can look at it. You can obviously tell each other about it. I will not stop you if you need to ask each other questions about them, because I haven't looked through them. I don't know what they all do. You can only carry 1 item card. So if you pick up a second item card, you're gonna have to pick one of them to discard and get rid of. Lastly, the blue tokens could be lockers. You can take the hide action if you're in a space with a face-up locker token. When you do that, you'll move your character into that, like, just put it on top of that token.
So there's 2 lockers there, like 1 there.
They could be chests.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
One or the other. Oh, also, one other action I forgot. If you're in a space with another survivor who has one of these wound circles on their
You get to kiss them on the
standee,
cheek and heal them.
you can take the heal action on them. You'll just roll the skill check die, and as long as you don't roll a fail, they're healed.
Okay.
By the way, anytime you roll a fail on a skill check, I get a blood point.
That's
the killer.
so unfair.
Did you just make that up?
No, that's in the rule book.
I don't know.
That sounds
they
kind of
were-
sketchy.
Somebody said they were here just to nerf Kyle. And
Oh,
honestly,
hell
That's
yeah.
every week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's every week.
look at all the monarch. Oh,
Oh,
my
hi
God.
guys. Hello.
Love it.
Aw, good to see you.
So that's the those are the basics for playing as a survivor. For the killer, my objective is to fill up this progress track up here.
Alright.
If I'm in a space with a survivor, I can take an attack action. If I attack a survivor, they immediately get a wound. if I'm in a space with a wounded survivor, I can take the action to pick them up, and then I'm gonna work on trying to put them on a hook.
Oh, okay.
If
Harassment.
if we are
Harassment.
if we are in a space with a face-up hook token already, I immediately put them on that hook.
Oh no.
When that happens, if I hook a survivor, then I'm gonna take you. All of you start with a hook progress token to begin with. Also, if there is a survivor hanging on a hook at the end of a round, which the killer goes last, then I'm gonna get another progress token added to this progress track. If I fill this progress track before you guys get out the exit gates, I win. If I pick up a survivor in a room where there's not a hook token, then I get to choose a number between 1 and 4 and make that survivor roll that many skill check dice.
Okay.
If they roll any 5s, they kick free and I drop them.
Okay.
Otherwise, I get to move that many spaces with that survivor in search of a hook token. Oh, I forgot. Did I tell you guys about the hex totems? I think I forgot.
God.
That action. That action
I
for you
swear,
guys.
if you have no ed, I'm gonna.
No.
And
no.
for my legendary action.
Hex
My
totems.
fifth legendary
When
action. I'm gonna.
survivors can take the cleanse action on a hex totem. When you do that, that totem comes off the board. You get 2 blood points. Generator. I can damage generators if I'm in a space with a generator that has some progress tokens on it. I can kick it and take all those progress tokens off.
Oh, that's
All of them?
insane.
Well, you're only gonna have 1 or 2.
Isn't it just like
Because if you get to 3,
but in the
you fully
game,
repair
it
it.
slowly regrets.
I know. I know. Look,
Just like the
This is yes.
okay.
It's a different game.
Gotcha.
Alright, okay. Well,
We're
I can't do anything to take progress off of the exit gates. Let's see, other killer actions. I can take a scout action on a crow and remove that crow token from the board. If I try to move through a path that has a pallet on it, I stop moving
you trip
and I
and fall
forfeit
on
my
your
turn.
stupid
Okay.
face.
But that pallet comes off the board.
fair.
Okay.
I can move through these destructible doors. When I do that, they come off the board and that path is open for survivors.
Perfect.
Let's see. Oh, lockers. Only if a survivor is hiding in a locker, I can take a search action. That survivor then rolls a skill check die. If they roll anything other than a fail, they just come out of the locker and the locker comes off the board. If they roll a fail, I immediately pick them up, whether they're wounded or not.
Okay.
So what's the point of being in a
All aggravating.
I can't hurt you.
Skill check.
I can't hurt you,
locker.
and I'm most likely not going to pick you up.
Okay. So it's like if you're close, I can hop in a locker
Yeah.
to negate damage, and then I'll
Yeah,
hop
yeah.
out and then run the away next
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so our first step is to put 2 cards down, right?
One.
You put 1.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys will pick
Does it
1.
have to be based off of our exits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if you play a card that you can't move, then
Okay.
your whole turn is forfeit.
It's fair. It's fair.
So if you don't want to move, you play something that you don't have.
But then you won't be able to take an action either. Your
Oh, you
whole turn is
won't?
forfeit.
Oh.
So you have to move.
Okay.
The only exception to that is the killer has a wait card, so I can choose not to move and still take an action.
Okay.
But you guys all have moved.
Yeah. So I guess
Oh,
it doesn't
we're
matter 'cause
merely
we go before
survivors.
you.
You go before me, yes.
So even if we didn't want to move it, that wouldn't be advantageous because you're gonna know
Yeah.
that because you.
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
happy we're spending so much time talking about this because this is going to be integral to my game. So I'm
So,
really excited.
those are all of the basics of the game. Hey, thanks for hanging out. If you want to spend more time with us, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, head on over to twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop and give us a follow there. We play board games live every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time on a show we call The Board and Barrel. And we like to keep things interactive. You guys can influence what happens throughout the course of a game with our Buff and Nerf house rules. You can also make predictions on how things are going to pan out, play virtual bingo for a chance to win a free board game of your own, and heckle us and stuff from the chat. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you Sunday night.